Welcome, Dr. Nikhil.
Hello, sir.
Can you hear me? Hi.
Yes, I get audible,
Welcome,
sir.
Dr. Nikhil. I am extremely happy and proud about you.
Thank you, sir.
Not just because of yesterday's results, because we have been knowing for many years. You have been our student in Government Medical College, Calicut, for MD. And now you have
Yes.
made us all proud with your INI results of rank 3. It's mind blowing. So, congratulations to you, first of all.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
How do you feel now?
Uh, uh, Quite surprised, actually. To be honest, the exams were easy, sir. So I was expecting
Okay.
a good marks, a good
A
rank,
good rank.
but nobody expects a rank like this. So it's quite
Yes.
surprising and excited. Yeah, excited.
Yeah, very good. You told that the exams were easier. Was the theoretical part or was the interview which was more easy for you?
I felt the exams, especially the pulmonology questions, were quite
Hmm.
direct. Like the options were very easy. The medicine questions were
Straightforward, you
difficult.
mean?
Straightforward, as in, like, even if you hadn't prepared that much, you could simply rule up the options and get the right
Oh,
answer, is what I felt.
okay.
So I
Okay.
think most people have actually scored well in the exam. Many people are qualified this time.
Okay.
And I think the rank decider was the medicine questions. And there were some difficult questions from pulmonology. And I
Hmm.
think some 5 or 6 questions came from epidemiology and biostatistics. So I
Okay.
think those questions were the rank decider this time.
Okay. Okay. I forgot to introduce you. So can you tell me something about yourself first
Yes,
for
my name
others?
is Nikhil. My
I
name
know
is
you
Nikhil.
very well.
Uh, I come from Kerala. I did my
Okay.
UG from AIMS Raipur. I'm from 2016 batch. And I did my
Hmm.
MD in parliamentary medicine from GMC Calicut. I am from 2022 batch, and I'm just done with my university exams. My
Yeah.
practicals got over on November 28th. I'm waiting for results.
And you are expecting a good result for that too.
Hopefully, sir.
Was that a Herculean task to manage both the MD exam as well as the INI, and you are preparing right now for the NEET? How much burden or how did you manage this?
Yes, sir. It was quite difficult, but I think the number one priority for me was the university exams because that's obviously
Okay.
more important and more difficult. So
Yeah.
I took the preparation side by side. I don't think there was that big of a difference when it comes to
Mm.
preparation. The only extra thing I think I had to do was preparing general medicine, which was
Mm.
difficult, especially because I had my university exams coming. So that was the difficult part. Otherwise, preparing Parno, I don't think I did anything extra from my university exam preparations. So preparing medicine was definitely difficult because it's been a long time since I studied those subjects, almost 3 years.
Okay.
So I started with my general medicine preparation, I think about 3 months back, and I used
How
the
did you
same.
prepare for medicine?
Sir, I used the same Marrow notes that I had 3 years back from my NEET PG. So it was
Okay.
basically the
Dr.
rank
Rakesh
decision stuff.
notes. Ah,
Yes, sir. I felt like that was more than enough for the exam.
okay.
So because I had studied those notes really well for my NEET PG, it was quite easy that way. So I thought it would be
So
difficult, but
you have been
yeah.
using the Marrow since MBBS.
Yes, I think since third year of MBBS, I've been using Marrow.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. How was the interview part? Let us start from the
Interview,
last.
the interview, I would say there's no point in actually preparing for the interview.
Yeah.
They're asking
How
very
long did
random
it last
questions.
actually?
So for me, I think it was less than 10 minutes anyway. Some of my
Okay.
friends, I think it was just 5 minutes. So I
Uh,
think, and as I said, so there's no point in preparing additionally for the interview because they ask very random questions.
Whatever
Like,
is in your hand, it may help.
uh,
That's it.
like whatever you have studied in the last 3 years, whatever you can remember, that only matters.
And can you recollect the questions for interview you were?
Yes, I think the first question was on e-bus. They asked me
Hmm.
whether there's e-bus in my department, and the question was how to increase the yield of e-bus. I think that was the first
Okay.
question. I was quite surprised. I
Hmm.
was not expecting that. And
Yeah. Even I
then,
am not expecting that.
yes, sir.
First question being connected with
First
EBUS.
question, yeah.
Then
And
secondly,
next question, I think they asked question on llamas, examples of llamas, and
uh,
the mechanism of action.
hmm.
Then they asked about non-resolving pneumonia. Then
How do
there
you
was a question.
manage?
No, the definition. I think they wanted the
Okay.
definition. There were multiple definitions, and they wanted all the definitions. And there was a question on weaning as well. They asked me about difficult weaning, the
Difficult meaning.
definition of difficult weaning, and what are the causes of difficult weaning? That was one question.
Okay.
Then there was a question on DPALM regimen, the entire regimen, the doses and everything.
MDR regimen.
And bronchogenic cyst. I think that's a question they asked to most candidates. Like even for my friends, I think that's one common question they asked everyone. The mechanism, of origin, and
the embryology.
Complication and treatment and stuff. It was very random questions, sir. Like there were 3 examiners, 3 of them asked very random questions.
Okay. And it got completed within a couple of minutes also, maximum 7 to 10 minutes.
That's within 10 minutes. Because there were many candidates this time, so.
Okay. So, how was the MCQ part? That is the first session for INI. How many questions are asked, and how much is the time? How did you manage? How many questions were asked?
There are 80 questions, and
Total 80.
if I remember correctly, there are 90 minutes, I think. So I'm not sure, but time is not an issue for INI exams. You get ample amount
you
of
can manage very well.
You can manage because there are only 80 questions, and I felt like the questions when I started answering itself, I knew this is going to be an easy paper because most questions were straightforward.
Okay.
And like as I said, some medicine questions were there, and even those questions I felt like they were easy. Even by guessing, you can come to the right answer. There were some difficult questions, which I think I was able to answer because I had studied medicine. So when it comes to INI, I think medicine preparation is important, especially if you want a good rank. And there were considerable questions from epidemiology. So I think that is also important.
Epidemiology means?
Biostats and epidemiology.
Okay.
There were multiple questions on that.
Okay. So in pulmonology, medicine is related to what all things, medicine questions? So
if I remember, they asked questions on drugs in diabetes. They asked questions on multiple sclerosis, the McDonald's criteria. I think there was a question on aplastic anemia. There were multiple questions. They were random. But if you have some knowledge about it, you would be able to at least guess the right answer. Is what I felt. And that there was questions on statistics also. Yes, sir. There were questions on statistics. That I didn't study, but some questions I think I got correct because I had solved some of the MCQs on statistics from Marrow itself. So that really helped me. Yeah. Okay. That you could manage very well. Yes, and do you remember the major areas of questions from Pulmo side? So Pulmo questions. The thing was, I didn't find any questions on critical care that much, which I was expecting a lot. Like last years, I think they asked a lot of questions on critical care. But this time around, I think the questions on critical care were very limited. I don't remember seeing anything. There were a lot of questions from sleep, especially the PSC report and to find the diagnosis. And I think there was a question on actigraphy as well. Which one? Otherwise, I think actigraphy, like which disease can be diagnosed with actigraphy. So I think sleep, there were a few questions. And apart from that, I think other questions were from pulmonology, quite direct only. There were questions on pollution. I'm not able to exactly recollect the questions. Any questions on the recent advances like biologicals, intervention? Not that much, sir. Nothing much. Questions on interventions, I feel. There were questions on bronchoscopy and the doses of lignocaine that is used. Yeah. Like pre-procedure. Yeah, there were questions, but those are very direct questions, is what I felt. Okay. So, how was your preparation for the NEET INA exam for the Pulmo side? The Pulmo side, as I said, sir, like was mostly preparation for my university exams. So, like my theory exams got over on November 19th, and I had my INA on November 22nd. So there was no time for like extra preparation. So you don't have to prepare separately for the Pulmo of INI, for the Pulmo of NEET, and for the Pulmo of your MD or DNB final year exam, yes, right? Sir. That's what I felt. I think preparing well for the university exams is most important. But when you are reading, just keep in mind that questions, MCQs can be framed out of these topics. Just keep that in mind and read your topics. It will become much easier that way. Okay. So, in any way, or in what way, our Marrow sessions, was it useful for you? Yes, sir. I think I took Marrow first for 1 year. I think it was in the middle of my first year. So I think that
Okay.
way, Marrow was a good starting point. Like you'll be confused where to start your preparation. So considering that, Marrow should definitely be a starting point for all the preparations, especially like if you're choosing a topic like HP or IPF. I think you can watch the videos on Marrow first and then go back and read Fishman. If you try and read Fishman first, even a small topic like HP will consume an entire day.
Yeah.
So I think the topics are very simplified in Marrow. If you read those topics first, almost 90% is covered. But if you want that extra edge, you definitely have to read the textbooks and the guidelines, is what I felt. So Marrow should be the starting point. You can make your notes and then go back and read Fishman and guidelines and just finish it off. So that's how I think
Does that
preparation should
save
be
your
done.
time?
Yes, sir, definitely, sir. Yes.
Hmm.
So I had prepared my own notes, so I think that made things very easy towards the end.
Okay.
Like towards the end, you won't
You.
have time to read textbooks. Like when
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
exams are
Correct.
closing in, there's no point in reading your textbook. So your notes is what's going to help you the most. So yeah, I think watch the
So,
videos first, prepare your notes, and finish it off with standard textbooks and
so
guidelines.
when you watch a particular video session, you make your own notes.
Yes, sir. I started preparing
Okay. Okay.
notes. I
And
think by the end of first year itself. So whatever I
first year
learned
itself.
later, I had from the notes. Yes, sir.
Then it made a revision much more easier.
Yes, sir. Like after
And did you
reading
attempt
Fishman,
any?
things appear very familiar. I
Ah,
think most
okay.
of your scope has been from Fishman, so your reference. So
Yeah,
then
references are
reading
from
Fishman has
Krishnan
been
and
very very easy. Yeah.
okay. And did you attempt any mock test series?
To be honest, no, sir. I didn't have time
Okay.
for attempting more questions. I have
Because
completed the
everything
Q.
was okay. You
Yeah,
have
I
to prepare
completed the
for the.
questions in the Q banks, but I couldn't
Hmm.
complete the mock test and stuff.
Ah,
Like
okay.
the last 2 days, I
So
was only preparing general medicine. After my theory exams, like I had 2 days for preparing for INI. So I only
that you
studied
used for
general
general
medicine
medicine.
those 2 days because I knew my Parma was covered. So
Okay.
yeah, those 2 days I only studied general medicine.
Okay. 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 So that's a very important point that we have to learn from Dr. Nikhil, the medicine as well as Palmo. And you told about statistics also. How many questions
Yeah,
can you remember? At least 10 questions were there or five?
definitely more than six. I think
Oh,
definitely more
from
than six.
statistics alone.
And if you answer the questions, there's a Q bank on statistics from Marrow. If you answer those
Hmm.
questions, I think you will be able to get at least 3 questions correct, which I think is a big
Okay.
advantage in exam like this.
Okay. And I forgot to ask you, among 80 questions, how many did you attempt? All the questions?
So I was planning to attempt all 80 going in, but I missed one question. I had no idea about one question, so I attempted 79 questions out of 80.
Okay.
Because I
And
think that's one point at least all my seniors gave me. Like, there's no point in playing it safe. You have to attempt maximum questions.
correct, correct.
So,
So if you have, how many options are there? Four.
of options.
So if you have a question with two options, you are able to roll out. You have got a 50-50 chance between A and B. Did you go
That was
ahead or
correct,
did
sir.
you
I
go
went for it,
ahead?
sir. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Taking that chance.
Yes. I think it was worth it, sir. Like, there are some 10, 15 questions like I had doubt about. And even if you get like 7 questions out of the correct, like that itself is a big advantage because one question is like 1 mark. If a negative, it's only point 0.3. So you're always making a
Okay.
gain.
So any advice for the upcoming generations from your experience, from the way you studied? That's the main purpose of this interview also.
So first, you should be sure whether you want to DM or not. I think that's the most important question.
Correct.
Yes, passing university exams, you don't have to go that in depth into preparation because I think, especially when it comes to Kerala University, most of the questions are repeat questions. So
Hmm.
just by solving the previous year questions, you will be able to pass in the exams. So you have to decide whether you have to go for DM or not. And considering that, start your preparations early. At least by the start of third year, you should
By the
know
start
whether
of
you want
third
to
year.
do DM or not. Yes, and start preparing accordingly. Start as early as possible. Don't keep everything for the last moment.
Hmm.
Everything you won't be able to study much in the last moment. Just revision is only
Hmm.
possible.
Hmm.
So study all the major important topics early and finish it off, and keep the revision for the last moment.
So when did you start the revision?
So I think I properly started studying about 3 months before my university exams. So when I started
Mm,
taking things very seriously. But I
mm,
had been learning like continuously. I've not like kept my books aside. I've been learning intermittently even in second year. I've been studying Fishman. So like
okay.
intensity kept on increasing towards the end of final year.
Mhm. And how much useful is the clinical ward rounds, the knowledge that we gain from the clinical rounds? It's very important, right?
Definitely, sir. As I said, even for interview, those are the only things you remember. Like
Yeah,
whatever you have learned, like what you hear from your seniors, what you have practiced, those are the only things you remember. Even for the EBS question, I have answered whatever I've seen in the department,
in
and
the
that's what
in
they
our
want.
department. Yeah.
Yes. So I think it's very important. Practical skills are very important.
Okay. So I hope those who are listening may get benefited from Dr. Nikhil's experience, and the advice that he has given maybe may turn out to be useful for you. And we wish all the best to Dr. Nikhil from my side and also from Team Marrow. Let all your dreams come true, and best of luck for your NEET exam also. All the best,
Thank
Dr.
you, sir.
Nikhil. So
Thank
proud
you,
of
sir.
you. Thank you.